think we're ready to go. Here with William Montgomery. We've already started recording. We're here having a grand old time.
I know.
And just to paint a picture for you guys that may only be listening, you gotta watch this. William has a Miller High Life, and he was just drinking one a second ago, while I was drinking a cup of milk as we started to bond before the podcast.
Nibbling on some sort of cereal. What kind of cereal was that?
Oh, it was loose bread and cheese and turkey. Because my wife is out of town and it's the holidays, so we have nothing in the fridge right now. So I was just literally like there was like little croissants, and some cheese and turkey, and I was just shoveling it down for fuel before you came over.
It's so funny you were eating it out of a bowl. That's why I assumed it was cereal.
I know it's actually a pretty sad meal when you think about it. Just scooping bread and cheese and turkey breast. I'm just like sometimes if I'm really busy, I forget to eat, and then all of a sudden I start shutting down. I'm like, why am I so tired? I'm like, oh, I haven't had anything.
It's been 3 days.
Oh, what's this pain in my stomach? Oh, it's from not eating. Okay, perfect.
Gosh, last night I ate an entire DiGiorno pizza, and avocados were 99 cents. So I got an avocado, and I cut it up into these chunks, and I put it on top of the DiGiorno, and I watched probably 7 episodes of Shark Tank. You ever watch that?
Not much, but I've watched like an episode or two. It's enjoyable. Is it addicting?
It's great. Oh my gosh, yeah, people in there, just all these inventions. I'm just so impressed. People have all these inventions.
Is it one of those shows where you watch it and part of you is like, I could do that, or is it one of those things where you watch it and you're like, oh, that's out of my league. I couldn't pitch an invention to save my life.
It's more of a downer.
It's more of a downer. It's like, oh, this is a reality check right here.
Yeah, I could never pitch these things. Like there was, something last night. People put water in balloons, and they were saying it's gonna be the next big hit during summertime. And I was just like, how do people even come up with this?
Yeah. I sometimes am blown away by the confidence of people with bad ideas.
Oh yeah.
They'll go in and be like, I think this is going to revolutionize the industry, and you're like, this is a horrible idea. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, dude, you gotta. I told William he had a pregame beer before we started the podcast, and I was like, you're welcome to drink on the show.
I didn't think on number 2. Let's keep a count.
He's on number 2, and. We're just getting started over here at Jeremiah Wonders. Oh, man. It's gonna.
Let's give it up for Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
That's great.
All right, first off, are you sponsored by them? Every time you say Miller High Life, does this like they're...
I am, yeah. It's I used to be a triathlete, and like 5 years ago, I was winning some triathlons, and Miller High Life came up to me after a race, and they were like, "Hey, we want to start sponsoring you. You're great at these triathlons."
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
And then, they came up to me after this race. It was just a hell of a race. And then, the Miller High Life people came up to me and
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Now you might want to be careful just throwing their name out there like that, because I think contractually, by the ad agency, you are bound. So legally, those people have to follow you around and sing every time you say.
I know. I mean,
the company's name. So you might want them to not be so willy-nilly with just throwing that around. Otherwise, it might be just like this podcast might just be covered.
I know. I mean, it's been like, I don't know. 5 years since Miller High Life started sponsoring me. And
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
All right. William, how many times do I have to tell you, like, I just told you to maybe not throw their name around like that because these people are annoying me. There's 3 of them, 2 women. I think that's a woman. 2 women.
Yeah,
and one guy over there.
Yeah, Janice. Let's give it up for Janice.
Janice. Who are the other 2?
Patricia and Mike.
Janice, Patricia, and Mike. Okay. I mean, I thought it was weird. I thought it was more of like an entourage thing that you brought over to my place.
Yeah. Now it's the Miller High Life people. Yeah, they work for Miller High Life.
Miller High Life, the champagne and beer, the champagne and beers.
Okay. They were really late on that one.
They were. I don't
Like
know what they were doing.
For a moment, I was kind of excited. I was like, they're starting to slap.
I know it's going to stop, and I know
it's going to stop. But anyway, so you got sponsored by them after a race, and clearly you're a great spokesperson for the company.
Yeah, I've been drinking it to excess ever since. Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Miller High Life, the champagne and beers.
Seems kind of like they're phoning some of it in a little bit now.
It does.
But,
it's hard to say.
I think it's hard because, as a guy, because you love the product so much, you just say it. It's in your lexicon. It's in your language so much. You're just saying it all the time. So,
yeah, I mean,
they're probably exhausted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I got this gut from drinking way too many Miller High Lifes.
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
It sounds like Miller High Life's Christmas commercial. That one did.
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Anyway, so it's not about that company. We're done talking about that company for now. It's about you, William Montgomery, here on Jeremiah Wonders, and I'm very excited to have you on the show, buddy, because
it's nice to be here.
You are the newest regular on Kill Tony.
I know. I'm pumped.
Congratulations, my friend.
Well, thank you. Y'all were very nice to ask me,
dude. We're pumped to have you a part of the show. You add a lot, and it's a different energy, and you know me, I love different energies. I love playing with different energies. So I was super stoked when Tony announced that because he didn't tell us that he was going to announce it. So when you found out, I was like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he told me it like a year ago.
He told you a year ago?
Yeah, he told me a year ago.
That he was going to make
be
you
ready on Kill Tony podcast, like at the very end of 2018.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like that's working out pretty well.
I know. Yeah, y'all. It happened, which is so exciting.
It happened.
I'm excited. I am worried. I'm just 1 month in, going to crash and burn and run out of minutes. That's a real fear I have. I'm going back to Memphis for Christmas.
You'll get some inspiration there for sure.
I hope so. I may never come back. I'm starting to feel the pressure. I may never come back.
just being a regular for 1 week. Yeah. I don't know if I can. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a good while it lasted. I'm gonna move back to Memphis, Tennessee. Gonna head back there with the family.
I know Larry and Francis, and just
Larry and Francis, your mom and dad, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, Larry and Francis. Do you call them that to their face?
If I'm angry. I grew up calling them...
Larry! Francis! Get out of my room and get out of my life!
Yeah, I grew up calling them Mama and Papa, but now if I'm referring to them, I'll call them by their first names. And then again, like when I'm home, I'll call them Mama and Papa probably, but like if Francis starts pissing me off, I'm going straight to Francis.
Gloves are coming off.
Yeah, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
It's been fun out here. I've been out here 10 months now, but I promise if she starts talking shit, and I'm going to have to get a haircut and shave my beard or something, she's going to be angry when she sees me.
Yeah?
I promise you.
Why?
At least I'm going to have to trim it and
just
get a haircut.
Just because you have a big beard?
She will be horrified.
Why?
If she walked in that door right now, she would be horrified.
Is she used to a clean-shaven baby boy, William?
I mean, I feel like probably a decent amount of the time I lived my life with her, I was clean shaven.
Yeah.
And then, later on, I've had mustaches. She hates that. She says I look like a pedophile.
Wow.
Yeah. No, Francis gets into it, and that's why
says it like it is.
Yeah, she does.
Were you a troublesome kid growing up, or were you a good kid?
Don't repeat this, but in the first grade, I started stealing stuff out of people's book bags. My teacher was Miss Diaz in the first grade of Presbyterian Day School, and I started. Miss Diaz would have a little drawing with people's locker numbers on the ping pong balls, and I would find out the kid that won the prize, and I would go up like when we were waiting for carpool and just take the shit out of their bag. And one day, my buddy Hugh Francis, I told Hugh about it, and he told his mother, and she told my parents, and I had a talking to up in my bedroom.
Because you were smuggling stuff out of those book bags.
Yeah, I was stealing stuff. I mean, little.
Do your parents have accents living in Tennessee?
Yeah, I would say my mother, you would probably laugh. She has a wonderful accent, but I feel it's a very, very Southern accent.
Yeah.
Her family's from Mississippi, the
Oh,
Delta.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma is from that area, Meridian, Mississippi.
Oh, nice. My grandfather lives there right now.
Have you ever visited that area?
Yes.
I've only visited once, but it's the most stars I've ever seen in my life.
Was it really?
Yeah, because
Was it out in the country? Where you
yeah, it was literally. They kind of live like one of my dad's cousins where we went, kind of backwoods, like kind of like gravel roads to get there. And I looked up at the sky and I was like, what?
I know.
I felt like I was like in like an observatory or something.
Yeah.
Just like being out in the middle of nowhere in Mississippi. There's no street lights for miles and miles and miles.
It's cool looking.
Yeah.
I actually please don't repeat this, but I also used to steal things at a planetarium where you could look at the stars, but people would have like wallets sort of coming out of their back pockets. When they were reclining in the chairs. And
They're like, sir, we see the telescope underneath the turtleneck.
Yeah, what's going on, sir?
Sir?
Hey, sir, what's under your turtleneck right now?
Sir, it is clear there is a giant telescopic lens sticking out the bottom of your shirt. And I can see that, no, you can't just say that you have been putting on weight over the holiday season. It's in the shape of a telescope.
Sir, what is underneath that turtleneck?
Sir,
we
it's
see it poking out.
It's cylindrical. It's running down your pant legs, and it's descending in girth. There's no way that's what it is, what you're claiming it to be.
It's not a microscope. It has to be a telescope.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, get it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, stop.
So far, my favorite thing on this podcast is you saying, don't repeat this, and it's a recorded audio and video podcast. Like, now don't tell anybody this.
What are you talking about? Will people hear this?
Is this your first podcast that you've been on? Wait, did you know that Kill Tony is a podcast, William?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Oh man, we're only 2 Millers in. This is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm blacking out tonight. I had a hell of a day at work today.
Yeah, you said you work at a storage place, right?
Yeah, I would say the name right now, but I feel like I probably shouldn't.
Do that.
Yeah. But basically, I specifically had 4 lot cuts within the first 4 hours of the day.
What's a lot cut?
It is people lose the key to their lock, and I have to go out there
like
with
a lock cut, like.
Oh, I have a power saw, dude.
Get out
and
of town.
I buzz off locks. I saw off locks. And then I accidentally hit my leg. I did get close one day. I sawed off a lock at the end of last week, and I'm going to take my goggles off, and I still have the lock in my left hand, and there's a bunch of metal and dirt, and I pour it right in my eyes.
Oh, no.
It was awful.
Just like little straps and little...
It was bad. I was so angry. I threw the lock down on the floor. I started...
Francis, take the wheel. What is going on? Come on. Are you kidding me right now? I poured metal in my own eye. God, man, I hate self-induced pain. It's the worst.
Yeah, it was horrible. It's the worst.
Well, how long you did comedy in the Denver scene, if I recall, right?
Lived there, for 2.5 years.
Lived there for 2.5 years. Did you live there when Jordan Dahl lived there? Do you know Jordan?
Love Jordan Dahl.
I love him.
I've only seen him a couple times out here, but I always thought he was very funny.
He's a
great.
very funny dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Chris Charpentier?
Sharpie.
I always say his last name Sharpie. That's why everybody calls him Sharpie. Yeah, those dudes are good.
Yeah,
good
they
dudes.
were great. Yeah.
The Denver scene, what's been the difference for you feeling wise, like in the spending a couple of years in the Denver scene and then coming out to Los Angeles? What are the main differences between the comedy scenes, would you say?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like generally I've luckily been able to make some buddies in both places, and just right when I got to both of the places, and still now here trying to just hit up a bunch of open mics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have really liked it here. I was scared to leave Denver. I remember this time last year when I was about to go to Larry and Francis's. I was like in between jobs. I just stopped my dishwashing job at a restaurant. Let's give a shout out to Middle Art Kitchen.
Oh,
very good cheeseburgers if you're ever in Denver. But moving back home, and I freaking was in between jobs. I just found 2 sketchy people to live at the house where I was living, so I didn't have to pay rent for a couple months.
Now, are your parents supportive people of the comedy, or do they not quite get it? Or
I think they are genuinely horrified. But recently, my father he'll call me and give me joke ideas, which is fun, which is very nice of him. I do need to do just a compilation thing. I think it could be just a funny set of just all of his jokes.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I think it could be great. I do specifically remember probably 6 years ago when I was back in Memphis, I had like a one-piece ski suit on. I was about to go to an open mic at the P&H Cafe.
Shout out to P&H Cafe
in Memphis. But I had a one-piece ski suit on and like elbow pads and knee pads on, and my mom was just like, "What are you about to do?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm going to talk about how I was rollerblading and got my rollerblade caught in a sewer grate, and I fell down and got hurt real bad." And I specifically remember Frances started crying. Like, not thinking it was funny, I specifically remember that she started crying. I think she was so worried or something.
So worried that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
Seriously. That was probably like maybe 5 years ago or something. She literally, up in the kitchen, she started crying, dude.
You're like, "Mom, this bit has legs. What are you talking about? The rollerblade and the grate bit? Everybody's going to love this bit, Mom."
I know, and I'm wearing a one-piece ski suit. Frances, it just makes sense.
Frances, how is this not funny? That's what you need to ask yourself, okay? You need to look yourself in the damn mirror over there and say, "Hey, Frances, am I being the woman that I know that I can be? Am I being the mother?"
Yeah, quit dogging on William.
Yeah.
Come on.
Your mom crying, just a visual of you in rollerblades in that one-piece ski suit and being like, "Mom, this is what I'm doing in my life."
Yeah,
and
just
her
real
be like,
excited. And
"Oh, no. Oh, God, no."
it probably bothered me a little. Like, I forget now, sort of, but I'm sure it bothered me a little.
Of course.
Not in a horrible kind of way, but I think it probably bothered me a little.
Yeah. I mean, my dad, like I would always try to do like impressions and stuff for my dad, and I'd put up these different reels and stuff, and I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, this is like one of my impressions, like video."
Yeah.
He'd watch it, and he's like, "Hey, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know who's good at impressions? Jimmy Fallon. Now that guy's really funny." Like completely taking the sale out of like this long project that I worked on. I'm like, yeah. I'll go look him up.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Was your father, will he be watching this tonight?
No, but he did watch one of them randomly where I talked about, for whatever reason, he'll follow some of my stuff on YouTube occasionally. But he emphasizes, when older people emphasize the wrong word.
Yes.
"Hey, I saw you on YouTube."
Hey, let's get some Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, can you pass that remote control? It's like emphasis on the wrong side where you're like, "Oh, you know nothing about this."
That's funny.
So he'll do that. And
what does like your mom think? So what generally now you're obviously it seems like you're doing big thing. I mean, what are they? What are their thoughts now?
they've always been like emotionally very supportive, if that makes sense. Like,
Well, that's good,
go for it. Like, like Go for your dreams, like all that. They've always been like super supportive. Yeah, I think it's hard for anybody who's not like in the mix of all this to really fully understand what's going on, but they're always super supportive. And I've just made it clear, and with our relationship, like sometimes like I'll have to explain to them what is important to me. Like yeah, no, we can be excited about this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you try to downplay stuff out here because you don't really know how things are gonna boil down or work out. You know what I mean?
So I'm pumped about the Kill Tony thing, but I'm literally worried about a month and I'm going to crash and burn, and I'll move back to Memphis, never show my face at the Comedy Store again.
No, it's actually that's what's great incentive about becoming a new regular in the show is it's going to require you to work and like
which is very positive. There have been a bunch of times where I've written a lot, so I know it's totally I'm totally optimistic.
You're totally
I think it'll
capable
be
of doing it.
positive.
Yeah. It'll be great. Because how long have you been doing comedy now?
I would totally say 11 years, but I would say not 11 years like really grinding.
So,
but the first time probably, yeah.
So, I mean, you've got to have a bank of at least what would you say is like the amount of material that if somebody asked you to like headline a show right now, would you be like, absolutely, let's do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you have, somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour, right, of material?
Right. I totally think that would be, yes.
So you have time to pick and choose, those minutes,
right,
like each week that you want to do. If you don't listen to Kill Tony, definitely check it out. What we're talking about, every week comedians are drawn out of a bucket and randomly selected to perform 1 minute of material in front of a panel of comedians and a cast of characters. And William is the newest regular of that show, so every week he's going to be having to perform a brand new minute. So with that all being said, like you have a bit of a cushion, which is a little bit, I think, of, you know what I mean?
I've recently been going back in my notebooks and stuff, trying to come. Yeah, there's totally stuff there. I also think it'll be positive just trying to come up with totally new stuff. Because, I mean, stuff I wrote 10 years ago or something, I would not necessarily...
Oh, yeah.
Not in any sort of... Not meaning that in any kind of way, but just generally speaking.
No,
like,
there's stuff
wouldn't
in
necessarily just say the stuff.
Old joke books or old set lists or whatever that I'm like, I see where I was maybe going, but...
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when you need a Miller High Life.
Are they still? Oh, great. They're still here.
Miller High Life, the champagne and beers.
Just whenever I thought they freaking left, I didn't even see where they...
I know. Mike just freaking... Where did he come from?
Mike, where the frick did you just go? Hey, Mike.
Mike, where are... Mike.
Quit hiding.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike, get out of my fridge.
Mike, dude.
Mike, that's enough.
Dude, Mike, get out. Mike.
Seriously? We're trying to do a show here.
Please.
And it's a little distract. Don't do
dude,
that.
Mike,
hey,
stop.
That's enough, man.
Get that out of here, dude.
Hey. What? Oh, that's not a stocking stuffer.
Come
Put that back
on,
in your
dude.
trousers, man. Did you know that he did stuff like that? He's performing with 2 women. He can't be doing that stuff.
Well, he did it.
You said Janice and...
He did it last week in Chili's when we were all eating dinner together.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, do you have to take them out to eat, or do they pick up the tab? Or
I have to take them out to eat, and I'm running out of money.
Yeah. This sponsorship has got to start paying a little bit more if you're going to take them out to Chili's.
It costs me money to be sponsored by them.
That's how much you love the product?
I have to buy their beer. Yeah. I have to buy the beer. I have to hang out with Mike and Patricia. But
Janice,
Miller Lite is a hell of a beer, though, so I'm willing to do it.
What did you say? Did you say Miller Lite?
Wait.
Uh-oh. Mike just got really mad.
Stop, dude.
Mike
that was a mistake. Oh, no. Mike. Oh, no, dude. Mike, come on. You know that was a mistake.
You have made a capital offense, William.
Mike, please stop. It was a mistake.
You said Miller Lite, not Miller High Life.
Mike, I'm trying to watch my caloric intake. I'm eating a bunch of Wendy's now. I don't need the full amount of calories in Miller High Life, but Come on, Mike.
Oh, hell no. This Patricia up in this bitch right here, okay? How dare you call it Miller Lite when you clearly as hell drinking a Miller High Life on Jeremiah Wonders right now?
Patricia, stop. Oh my gosh, I went to the doctor the other day. I have high cholesterol. I can't keep drinking Miller High Life.
I don't care that you just said it. Because you made a capital offense, as Mike just said. You named a different brand within the brand, and that brand does not represent William Montgomery. Now do they?
It was an honest mistake. It's close to Christmas. I'm just trying to have... Oh, man. It was a bad mistake.
Yeah, it was a bad mistake. Deplorable. Deplorable is the word that comes to mind, William. That's what the word is, deplorable.
All right, I think you guys need to give William a little bit of...
Yeah, come on, y'all.
He didn't mean to say it, clearly.
It was a mistake. I mean, I'm 3 Miller High Life son. I mean, come on.
Are they multiplying right now? There's 6 of them now, William.
Wait. Hold on a minute.
Are they shapeshifters of people?
Wait there a minute. Oh, no.
We are many. We used to be one. Now we are many.
Can you get them out of my apartment? There's 18 of them now. They're very threatening.
Please,
Maybe
y'all
if you
get
do
out of here.
Maybe if you do a solid plug of the product, then maybe, just maybe, they'll get back on board.
Y'all, come on. You know I have been drinking Miller High Life now for 20 years. I'm your first and foremost spokesperson you trust when somebody is out there representing Miller High Life. You know I make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes I call things the different names. My apologies. I don't mean to. Just please let it slide. I'm trying to have fun here tonight. Y'all are bringing all this up. I cannot believe it. It's close to Christmas. I'm going to have to get a trim and a haircut soon. And I can't believe it. And this is the first time I've been at Jeremiah's place, and all of y'all show up here. I mean, what's Jeremiah going to think? First time I ever come up to his place, all these people are here. What's he going to think? It's a nightmare.
All right. That'll do.
It's all right.
Miller High Life, the champagne, the beers.
I think we're okay.
I know,
They all disappeared as soon as she... Man, they're... All right. They all
That's strange.
combined back into one person, turned into an orb of light, and then disappeared out my front door.
Just like a poltergeist.
Yeah, that was very strange. Are you okay?
I am. That really threw me off.
Yeah, me too.
I've been having fun in here, and that really threw me
It
off.
really shook the energy of the podcast.
It really did.
You could feel the tension. In your apology and your looks out to the people.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it.
Me neither.
It's horrible.
I want to get into this next segment.
Yeah.
It's called Fanning Out.
Fanning out. Questions from fans.
I've got some interesting questions for William Montgomery. I reached out to some people on, guess what? Reddit this time. And
Oh, no. You really did. Oh, no.
I really did.
I have some haters on Reddit.
And they reached right back.
Oof.
And we got some pretty good questions. If you could ask William Montgomery any question, what would it be? First question is from BYPGMS Reddit user. Is your favorite movie La Bamba or Jumanji?
I would have to say Jumanji. La Bamba, that was a horrible... I felt really bad about that episode. I didn't feel good about that.
About which one was that?
Oh my gosh, where I that was when you were not in town. You weren't there.
I wasn't there on that Monday, or
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Oh, it's when you played
Joel asked me.
one of the Mexican characters,
Yeah.
right?
And I was talking about La Bamba. And I was sort of fucked up, and I was just talking about La Bamba. It was bad. It was so bad, and now,
What was that like? This is just a question for you. Since you have been doing the minutes, what was it like for you to be on the other side with the band and be
That
improvising
scared
within
me.
character?
That scared me. I feel like it was not. It's so impressive what y'all do. It's so I'm so impressed by it. It's very funny, and that's a very great skill. But yeah, like when Joel asked me, I was like, okay, because obviously I'm not going to say no.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
But I was like, like how the hell is this gonna go? Like I had some general ideas, and then I was sort of drinking, and it just sort of.
Whitney Cummings was the guest that night, right?
She was, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I didn't feel great about it at all. And then people were talking shit on AOL. I don't know if you still get on those chat rooms.
Man, Webslinger4378. That was
nice.
my username.
I'm Pat106.
Pat106?
Yup.
That's a pretty good handle.
Pat106 at AOL.com.
Low on consonants. It's great.
I know.
Very strong handle. This is an interesting question. Feel free to turn this down if you don't want to talk about it. At Pilana on Reddit, please ask him about the large scar on the back of his right thigh. I'm really curious about the actual story of how he got it. Thanks.
I used to, growing up, I used to go down to Destin, Florida. Our cousin's grandfather had a place down there. So we'd go down there, and I would boogie board some. And
I used to boogie board with my dad all the time.
Oh, it's so much fun.
And actually, in Florida, Destin was one of the places that we went, as well as Panama City on this road trip.
Yeah, PCB.
PCB, bro.
Love it. Hold on a side note, I was in a fraternity in college, and freshman year, we went down to PCB, and I saved my buddy Ryan Long's life.
What?
We were both in some random girl's room, I remember, eating turkey out of her refrigerator, and Ryan Long, we're both eating it, probably fucked up, I'd imagine, eating this turkey. 1 second, Ryan's all right. The next second, he has this look of horror in his face and starts to grab his neck. I just went up behind him as hard as I could, did the Heimlich. So this episode is dedicated to Ryan Long. Whenever I would see him when we were still in Knoxville, I'd always be like, hey, remember what happened?
Remember that time?
Yeah, I saved your life.
Do you think he's indebted to you for forever?
I would like to think so. He does not reach out when I text him now.
He's actually calling into the show right now.
Is he really?
This is very awkward. It just
Whoa.
popped up on my caller
see it.
ID. Do you want to take that call? Are you willing to take that phone call?
Yeah.
Hello. Is this William's? William's buddy? Was it Ryan? I think it's hard to read on my caller ID.
Hey, how's it going?
You're really quiet. Speak up.
Hey, what's up? This is Ryan Long. I'm William's fraternity brother, Pi Kappa Alpha. I just wanted to call in and just say to William, thank you so much for saving my life. That evening, I was choking.
I'm curious more what now that I have you on the line, I'm more curious what kind of fraternity brother was William?
He was really cool.
I don't know if that picked up on the mic or the phone call or not, but
Did you hear that belch?
was there a demon, a hell cat from the depths of the Balrog that was just growling into your phone receiver?
It was. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now. But
Well, you did cheat death, so it's probably always on your heels. So it's probably every time you open your mouth, a little bit of comes out, you know? No, what kind of... Now that I've got you on the line, was there any hazing that William did to you, or that you were hazed to get into this fraternity?
There was.
Could you explain some of the hazing that went on? I'd love to hear about it.
I just remember the last night of Hell Week.
Hell Week. Could you describe that for our listeners of the show that don't know what Hell Week is?
So if you're in a fraternity, you have to go through Hell Week. It is basically you have to come back from Christmas break a week early. And I just remember the final night of Hell Week, I probably had a blindfold over my eyes for like 15 hours. Yet in multiple ice baths. And was getting brutalized. I was getting in bows and toes.
Bows and toes?
You're on your elbows, on your toes, just in the communal shower with a blindfold on. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Now, was it worth getting into the fraternity after you did that, or was it not even worth it anymore?
I wasn't excited when I was initiated that night. I wasn't excited. I was just like, what happened here?
Yeah.
What just happened? I just got brutalized. This is horrible.
So you're kind of actually calling in to maybe even say that you're upset that William saved your life because you wanted to end it that night.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. I was planning on just ending it all that night.
Wow.
And then
You're in a better place now, though, right?
I am, yeah. I work for the recycling company in Nashville. I have.
Are you cold or are you crying?
I'm cold. I have a wife that loves me. I have.
This sounds like you're very sad. It doesn't sound.
I'm cold. I have a wife that loves me. I have 2 children that can't be away from me.
Your cold sounds exactly like somebody who is very depressed and very sad about their life choices.
I can't get away from him.
You can't. Is this? You can't get away from your children and your wife? Is that what you're saying? We lost the call. We lost the call. I don't know what happened to your buddy Ryan. I think.
Did you just hear that
he
guy?
He passed out from maniacally laughing. Are you still friends with that guy?
Yeah, we're like best friends. Did you hear him? He sounded sad.
He sounded really sad, and you know what's so funny? You guys are still friends. Like, he probably, just like you, is unaware what a podcast is. So he thought it was probably a private conversation that we were having, but it's actually going out to thousands of people.
I know. It sounds like he just didn't know what it.
He had a full-on breakdown.
It was scary to hear, and it's also sad to.
It was sad to what?
Sad to hear just Ryan losing it like that.
I mean, I thought he was cold for a second. He had me fooled, but then I was like, no, those are cold tears that are rolling down that face, those sniffles. Ugh. And he was also, it seems like, I think he was drinking a lot. He was holding back a lot of burps in that phone call, too. I don't know. I wasn't so sure about that. Anyway, we got some more interesting questions. This is interesting. Now, William on the last episode of Kill Tony called out a user on YouTube for making some mean comments about him. And at storebought_burgers asks, why do you think Cracker Barrel Boy 55 does what he does? Why do you think he writes those mean things, huh?
I don't know. I think he probably is at just first and foremost at Cracker Barrel just eating off the menu, having fun. But at the end of the day, see, it's a bunch of old people around him. He's probably going after something, but he just finds himself at Cracker Barrel at the end of every day, eating a good meal, but seeing a bunch of old people around, just thinking, oh my God, is this my future? Then he gets online. He sees me and he thinks, who is this piece of shit? I'm going to go after him. I'm going to go after him on YouTube. I'm going to go after him. I promise you, he somehow found my parents' phone number.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding. No.
Do you know this thing happened recently?
What?
Which I didn't know how to respond to it. Somebody texted me.
Texted you? What did they text you?
They texted me something along the lines of, is this Jeremiah Watkins?
Did you respond?
I did. I was like, yes. And you go, they just put big fan. And I was like, how did you get this number? And he goes, I'm an IT specialist. And I didn't,
Seriously?
I seriously got that recently. And I was like, I don't know like whether to engage with this. This is very
Did y'all
strange.
talk any longer?
No, I didn't know how to respond. I was like,
Whoa.
yeah, it was
IT, so insinuating maybe
And,
somebody could
like,
get somebody's info or something.
yeah. So I was like, okay, well, hope you enjoyed Jeremiah Wonders. That's about.
Damn.
I don't know. It was strange. It was like one of the weirder things that's happened. Like
That's weird.
Yeah, it was just bizarre. It was like
There's crazy
it was
people
cryptic.
out there.
It was very cryptic. You know.
That is scary.
Are you Jeremiah Watkins?
Yes. Now that you got me, you want to ask any more
Damn.
questions?
I have a question for William.
Hey, what's up?
How much red is the reddest red in the depths of the sea and the moonlight trees?
It is probably like half a pound. I used to do all this apple business. Johnny Appleseed was I was running this company. Actually, I was thinking about doing it on Shark Tank, but it didn't work out. But basically, yeah, I was making this high grade applesauce, and yeah, talking about the red stuff, it was probably half a pound of apples. Pink Lady.
Perfect.
Next question. An unhelpful vice on Reddit. How big of an influence was Jim Carrey in The Mask? I just like that question. Like, it's so direct. Like, how big of an influence was that movie on you? Did you like that movie, Jim Carrey in The Mask?
Yeah, I saw it. I remember having a toy or two of Mask toys.
But not one of your favorite Jim Carrey movies, was it?
No.
Yeah. You got a little
Did you
little
see that?
spillage. Yeah.
I wear these to work every day. I can't wear these tomorrow.
I'll give you some Febreze.
Oh, thank you.
You'll be right as rain. Do you have any like Southern sayings like that, that you can think of that your mom or dad say? Because my dad has like a bunch, because he's originally from Mississippi.
Does he?
So he's got a bunch of those Southern kind of like colloquialisms. Do you have any of those?
Let me try to think. There has to be some.
Like my dad, one of them, my dad says like shaking like a hound dog crapping peach seeds.
Shaking like a hound dog. What?
Crapping peach seeds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Classy folk.
I'm trying to think. I'll think of something.
All right. Somebody married with kid 69. Where's my daughter?
You're not gonna find her.
Perfect. At I Love LA. Please, William, come to Helium in Philly, March 21st for Kill Tony. And also, who are some of your favorite comedians?
Where's Helium?
This one's in Philadelphia. I think they're referring to that one.
Is it a comedy club?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They've got one in Philly. They've got one in Portland. It's a really good club.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Good times. It's fun,
I'd say-
fun good times.
I'd say totally my two favorite comics. Andy Kaufman. I think he's wonderful.
Did you see Jim and Andy?
I did, yeah.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy
Yeah.
it?
I remember crying at the end of Man in the Moon.
Oh, yeah? I cried.
It's just such a downer. Oh, my gosh.
It is.
Just him dying. Oh, my
I mean, it's
gosh.
like, you gotta die at the end of this thing?
Yeah, why you're dying.
Come on. I mean, I know that's how it went down, but
Yeah, yikes. Make the movie.
way to
Change
be a
the movie up.
downer. How about you end it a little bit earlier than that, huh? You idiot.
Yeah, what are y'all thinking?
Come on, like get it together, producers
It's
of Hollywood.
sickening. Why do you end the movie on that?
Why do you have to end on real life events? Why can't we end in rainbows in heaven?
Yeah, come on, stop.
Seriously.
I like him and Zach Galifianakis. I love.
He's great. I was thinking
I
that you
remember.
might enjoy him.
I remember back at the frat house, a guy Mac Burgess. God rest his soul. He actually is dead. It's sad, but I I was in his room and we were watching the Live at the Purple Onion thing, and I was just so attracted. I just thought it was so wonderful.
That's one of
I've been
my
writing
favorite
jokes
specials.
for a while. Oh my god! And just hearing like his joke. Did you see that movie on Lifetime about that lady? That's just so wonderful. It made me realize you can just say sentence. Like it doesn't have to be like a setup and punchline. Just a sentence.
Yeah.
Just a well-crafted sentence.
I like how sometimes you do this joke structure where you'll kind of say the punchline first. It's like a backwards riddle, and I really like that. Somebody was asking about actually.
Well, thank you for saying that.
No, of course. Somebody's asking at Puff the Tragic Wagon on Reddit. Writing versus riffing. Can you talk about your process and how you develop material?
I feel like generally speaking, I will try to make notes at times and then spend a day or two or what have you looking at the little notes and trying to flesh them out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I went to graduate school for a little while, I got prescribed Adderall, and I remember one day I smoked a little dope. Don't repeat any of this. But I realized if I took that Adderall and I smoked a little weed, oh my gosh, it was game on. I was sitting up in the library for
joke writing
hours.
Machine?
Oh my gosh, it was game on. Which is also a little scary because it's bad. You don't need to be thinking you have to do that to write. So
right.
It's sort of a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Unless it's game on.
Unless it's game on,
then it's game on, and you got to do what you got to do. You got to write 1,000 jokes in 20 minutes. Yeah. We know. I don't think we ever answered because we started talking about the different stuff. What was the story behind the scar on the back of your thigh?
Yeah, so I was just boogie boarding out there. I felt a tug on my swim trunks. I turn around. I see this big shark. It ends up taking a big bite out of my hamstring. And it was one of the first documented cases of a person dying in the hospital from loss of blood, going to the other side, coming back. I was one of the first people who's been able to go to the other side.
Go to the other side. Finish it. You were one of the first documented people to go to the other side.
Go to the other side, come back, document what happened. It was a wild ride. I mean, it went black. But yeah, it was really exciting.
William,
Hold on, I'm dead.
William, you have crossed to the other side.
Where am I?
You are in heaven or somewhere that you believe in the afterlife. It's kind of a choose your own adventure at this point because you dead, boy.
Is my grandmother around here anywhere?
Yes.
Let's give a shout out to B Vance, quite frankly.
Hi, it's me, B Vance.
Very wonderful grandmother. God rest her soul.
I have been talking with your mother. We both don't like your beard.
I know. I'm going to have to do something. I'm thinking either Fantastic Sam's or...
Even I know that's a bad choice.
What about Supercuts?
Getting warmer. I'm more of a Great Clips girl myself.
Oh, nice. Great Clips. I've read about that. I've yet to go, but I've heard.
Oh, you got to, William.
Yeah, I mean, they put like a hot towel around your neck. And...
Hot towel, foot rub, but that's an extra 30.
Ooh.
Actually, they don't offer that. It's very cheap. Very cheap. They dyed my hair blue once, William.
Oh, God. How did that go over?
Your grandfather did not like it.
As much as I like your grandmother who's passed away calling into the show, I don't feel it's appropriate for me to conduct that highway of communication anymore.
It can be dangerous.
It can be dangerous because she almost convinced you to stay on the other side, and we need you here on this side, William.
I almost stayed.
At Jigtool2 asks, how many dicks have you seen in person?
Oof. That's going to be a hard one. I remember going with my father.
Pun or not intended? It's going to be a hard one. How many dicks have you seen in your time? It's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one. I've seen one hard one, and it is this hog's right here. I call it the hog, and I call this guy the bounty hunter. Yeah, it's a strange relationship I have with my body. Yep. Actually, you know, I'm in an abusive relationship right now with my penis and
Seriously?
my hand. Yeah,
Ugh.
very abusive.
Is it all right?
I mean, it's been a rut of a relationship for a while. You know.
Yeah. These
whatever it is,
belches,
these
what's
belches
going on?
or acid reflux or whatever it is that's.
Don't say acid reflux. Do you think it's acid reflux?
Now I'm scared. Like he doesn't care about anything else, but he's like, "Oh no, is that acid?"
Do you think it is acid reflux?
I hope it's not.
Well, I take Zantac 75, so it
Do
should
you?
be all right. Yeah.
What happened to Zantac 74? Nobody asked about that, huh?
I don't know. I think something with Tums. I think Tums sort of
Is the
did him out of
Zantac
business.
74? Oh yeah, probably. It's like Zantac 75 is like the porno of drug medications because you've never seen the ones that come before that.
Yup.
It's always like Slut Mom's 9. Did you see the first 8? Did you see the first 74 Zantacs? Are we riffing jokes right now? I don't know. Am I running a bit on William? I could be. I just riffed it. We'll see. Next question.
Have you seen Doggy Style 7?
Doggy Style 7? No.
It was cool.
It was. Guy who reviews pornos.
Yeah, it was all right. I really liked the actor and actress in it.
Okay. My review of this porno movie is two cocks way up. Now
about the lighting.
Now about the lighting. That's a whole different debacle that I don't even want to get into right now. Did you see Stepsisters 33? Oh boy, two limp ones way down.
Yeah, why was Catherine Zeta-Jones in that?
And why was Catherine Zeta Bates her mother?
Oof, I don't know.
She married Catherine Zeta-Jones and took her name.
I know, it's weird how stuff like, yeah, I don't get it.
Taking names.
Yeah, taking names, kicking ass.
Would you ever marry a woman and take her name?
Would
Would you be that beta?
Yeah, I would be that beta.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Says a lot about it. Just sizing you up. Huh. Very, very much. Very interesting. All right. We're going to do one or two more questions. Somebody just, at Pumpkinhead_Jones just really wants us for an hour to talk about PCP.
I'm a big fan of the drug.
Bigger fan of the person.
Yeah.
Big fan of the drug. Have you ever tried PCP, William?
Accidentally twice.
Accidentally.
Twice.
Accidentally.
Twice.
Please tell.
Well, I was down in Panama City Beach. I was hanging out.
Does it all come back to Florida times?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to judge you.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, don't get upset with me. I'm just.
Oh, man.
You don't have to be perturbed.
Oh, man. I was hanging out with Ryan Long. It was right after I saved his life.
Ryan again?
Yeah, it was right after I
This
saved
is
his
a
life.
very specific moment, slice of pie moment in your life that we've been talking about. But I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we were celebrating. I was like, "Oh my god, I saved your life," and he was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe
You were
were able to
celebrating with more food with
Yeah,
pie.
yeah. More
Right after
turkey,
we choked on turkey, and then you're like, "Hey, I have a lemon meringue pie in the freezer."
yeah, and then there was a joint-looking cigarette, and we smoked it, and we ended up on the beaches of Panama City, getting in fights with people, really wrecking people out there. We were
Throwing down,
dragging them out in the ocean when they were sort of still knocked out, and oh man. But yeah, it was fun.
Wait, did they die? So anyway,
I don't. See, that's something I don't like thinking about. That's something
the
I
people
don't like
who you've
remembering.
killed.
That's something I don't.
That's
like
something that's
remembering.
not fun to go down memory lane, is to think of all the bodies you put in the ocean.
Just all the bodies. Oh man.
So many.
Ugh. Just taking lives. Yeah, I mean it's
Taking lives and taking their wives,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just one of those talk shows where there's a lull in the show, and then I just look at you for a moment and be like, next question. It's this is my impression of a late night talk show host who doesn't know how to keep momentum going. So, at your mom's other friend on Reddit asked, William, who was your first celebrity crush?
Ooh, probably Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah. In that Zorro,
No, I
in
don't
that
know.
Zorro movie.
That was a lie.
One of mine was Mandy Moore.
Oh, seriously?
Ooh,
She's a good singer.
Mandy Moore.
She's a hell of a singer.
She's a triple threat, and I don't know what the second one is, but she's
Yeah,
a triple. I just
The
know
other
she
two.
is. She can act, she can sing, and the third one is for us to decide. I don't know what the third skill is, but I know that
She
it's
plays
something
hockey
I don't know about.
with the boys.
That sounds like a summer movie that never came out. She plays hockey with the boys, but what the boys don't know is she's a full-blown woman.
Welcome to Mighty Ducks 3.
Estrogen.
Yeah, oh man, I really messed that up. I was just thinking, I was hearing hockey, Mandy Moore, I was thinking Mighty Ducks, and then in my mind I was thinking, hold on, how many did they do?
Yeah, they did do
No,
three.
they did two.
They did
Did
three.
they do three?
Yeah, it would have to be for the fourth.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy who played Goldberg in that now?
He looks
Speaking
horrible.
of meth and
What
PCP and
happened?
stuff, he just
Goldberg.
got Goldberg. Do you think every time he hits the meth pipe,
What is it, dude?
his friends are like Goldberg? Oh, that's so sad. Anyway, that happens whenever I go. I don't
that's tragic.
go through with a riff whenever I'm like, it's too sad. I have to comment on how sad that is. I really liked Goldberg. He was a funny
In those
guy.
pictures, he looks like he's 70 years old.
I know, and he's like what? Maybe 40 tops.
Mid 30s probably.
Mid 30s.
I don't know. Hard to say. But yeah, he's not 70.
So did you have a crush growing up?
I've had many.
All right. I'd love to
Oh,
hear
a
one.
celebrity crush?
A celebrity crush.
Oh man, I'm a giant fan of don't repeat this or anything, but I'm a
Once again, this is a podcast. We're recording it.
please don't
okay,
tell anybody this.
I won't tell anybody
God,
else.
what is her name? I'm trying to think of something she was in. Did you ever see the movie Under the Skin?
No.
A classic.
Yeah.
It is a good movie. It's on Netflix. If anybody's watching this.
Have you seen this movie?
Under the Skin. What is her name? I wonder if I should look her up.
It's called
because I do have a legitimate just crush.
It's called Theodore Rex. Her name's Whoopi Goldberg. I had a big celebrity crush on Whoopi Goldberg. She's on this show, The Site. What's it called? The View. She's on this show called The View right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what is her? It doesn't matter. She'll never watch this. No, I'm kidding. It's not that big a deal. See, now I'm thinking she is going to watch this, and this is my time to make an impression on her. Oh, man. I mean, this would be the time, and I can't even remember her name.
It's okay, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're getting really down on yourself. You're getting really down on the dumps right now.
Yeah, I am.
Get out of there, okay?
I'm not.
No, William. We almost.
I'm not getting out of
We're
him
almost.
tonight.
We're
Come
almost
on,
at the
Jeremy.
last. I think you gave me some of your burps. Are they contagious?
Come on, yeah.
Great. Well, we get out of there because we're almost near the last segment of the podcast. William,
I thought we had another couple hours. How long is the thing?
I have you. I have you booked from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. tonight. We're just gonna keep the camera rolling. I'm never gonna put out this podcast. I just record it for practice. This is what I call a practice podcast. This is what I call just a getting to know podcast. It's somebody who's so socially awkward that this is the only way that they know how to make friends. Why don't you come over and do my podcast? Yeah, when does that come out? I'll let you know.
Yeah, don't worry.
This thing, these mics aren't actually recording. They're just we're just too.
How wonderful would that be? That
Dude,
could be
we're-
like a movie.
We're just too crazy.
That could be a
people.
movie.
Yeah, two crazy people.
That would be great.
That
really could be funny.
like recording seasons of a podcast that never come out. And they're just in their living
There's
room.
something there.
There's something there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That could be funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
So you're saying that we interviewed some of the biggest people in the world and none of it got recorded? Wait, what?
What?
Let's get into this final segment of the show. Sax talk. Oh, sax talk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Right? So
It's cool.
William and I were just talking about my sax. That we'll edit that part out of the podcast, but we'll leave this part in. About the origin story of my sax. Just having William go, that's cool. Wow. You play that thing? How'd you feel about your playing skills, huh? Wow. So William's going to share a story of a sexual encounter, and I'm going to play some sweet, sweet saxophone underneath to follow him along. Whenever you're ready, my friend, we'll start this sax talk.
Cool, I'm ready. So the year was, what are we in, 2018 now? Year we're talking, 2018, maybe 2012. I find myself at the open belch.
How many burps has this been?
This is bad.
It's been bad.
You can edit all this out, right?
No,
With
I
the
can't.
belches?
The belches,
Fuck, dude.
The belches.
Fuck, dude.
It's like, what kind of product are you even drinking?
I just love Miller High Life. It's
Miller High Life, the champagne and beers.
All right. Okay, they appeared and then they left again. That was very
it's
strange.
weird. Yeah.
Anyway, so get back to your story. 2012.
Yeah, we're talking 2012. I was at a place called the P&H Cafe in Memphis on a Thursday night. I was at the open mic. I met two different women that night. I met an African-American lady, very nice. She ended up coming over to my place that evening with the other girl. The other girl was in her mid-40s, white lady, hippie type. That evening, they both went back to my place. I was sitting on the couch. The older girl left. The younger one stayed. we made out for an hour or two. Just super hot, really cool. That next week on a Thursday at the P&H, the older girl was there, and we got one another's numbers, and she was like, hey, let's hang out. And we ended up meeting at a bar called Zinni's East, which is now closed down. And I remember that night I met a friend or two of hers, and I remember I had a button-down shirt on, and she ripped off the buttons in the bathroom. She took me in the bathroom, ripped off the buttons on my shirt. It made me horribly nervous and also angry that she just pulled the buttons off my shirt. It's like, I don't know how to sew. How in the hell am I supposed to get the buttons back on the shirt? This is one of my best shirts. Like, what are you thinking? Really pissed me off. We ended up going back to her place, so. It was at the P&H. Right out back. She lived out back. In a house like 2 blocks down, but out behind. And we go up there. And we end up hanging out on the couch. She puts a Jerry Garcia tape on her tape player. It's fun. It was fun. We're drinking some. We're smoking some stuff, and by stuff, I mean marijuana. We end up on her bed. Bunch of foreplay. Basically, I remember we end up having sexual relations. And I was horrified a little. I was thinking to myself, what just happened? Why did I do that? And now we're married. No, I'm kidding, but we maybe hung out once after that, and things were just, it was so weird. I spent Easter at her family's house, and they made me dress up as the Easter Bunny. And I couldn't hide the eggs fast enough. And I just found myself in the backyard. All the kids, they were about to let loose into the backyard, and I'm dressed up as the Easter Bunny trying to hide all the eggs, and I can't find places to hide all the eggs. And one thing leads to the other, and they let the kids go, and she sees me out there with just a basket filled up with my eggs, and she's like, why in the hell did I spend any amount of time with your punk ass if you can't even hide all these eggs in my parents' backyard? It's not a hard job. And I was just like, hey, bitch, we just met 2 weeks ago. I'm tired of hearing all of your shit. I'm tired now. I'm sick and tired of what this relationship has devolved into. Are you serious? Are you really about to bring this shit up? Your parents are around. Your parents are around. And you're going to bring... It's Easter. I accidentally met you 3 weeks ago. You ripped the buttons off my shirt. And now we're at your parents' house. I really do like your mother. However, the deviled eggs are to die for. Thanks again. Hold on. What's your sister's name?
Okay.
That was dumb.
William, I'm not going to lie. This is one of the few cases where I did not follow that at all. I have no idea what I just listened to.
Seriously?
Easter eggs.
Yeah, We're talking
You followed.
Easter.
You met her recently, and they dressed you up as the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
And then she got really mad that you couldn't properly
hide
all
all
the eggs.
Yup.
And then that affected your guys' relationship, and then
Yep.
you cock blocked you essentially.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay, I feel better now that I broke it
That
down.
was that.
Okay.
That was that.
Well, how do you feel?
I felt better. Oh man, I felt better.
Well, here's the thing.
Still got 2 more Miller High Lifes.
Why did you freaking say there?
Miller High Life, champagne and beers.
All right. Well, we still got a couple left. So William's going to be hanging out the next 4 hours at my place. But William, how have things changed for you since you became a regular? Been starting to do Kill Tony. What do you think? Any difference that you felt within the comedy community, or just about your stand up in general? There's so much froth on that beer. Oh, I might have to get a.
No, it's all in my pants.
Oh my.
I didn't get it on your. Yeah, it hit my pants. I don't think it got on your rug.
Okay, that's.
Didn't it?
I don't know.
It did.
Yeah, you're doing a good job of spilling it on your jeans. A little bit's getting on the rug.
All over my
That's
jeans.
okay. You Ubered
What a
here,
nightmare
right?
you're looking at. How's it been?
You Ubered here, right?
Yeah, I took a lift.
Okay, perfect. I took a lift. His name was Elliot. He put me on his back all the way from the 2 miles. It's a new app. Anywho, well, yeah. Has anything changed? Do you feel any difference since the stuff you've been doing on Kill Tony? I've really been enjoying your sets, and I really dig your style. I'm excited to have you on the show, man.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, it's hopefully I can just continue to gain some fans and some haters along the way. But yeah, no, I think it will be a very good opportunity to have a good platform to mess around on stage. I'm excited about that. And yeah, it just happened. Maybe people will start still. I've been here like 10 months. It'd be cool if, I don't know. We'll see if I start getting on some shows. Every now and again I get on shows.
Yeah, you should be on shows.
It'd be interesting if people started booking. We'll just see. I don't know.
I think that's all going to come naturally and organically. You're a super funny dude, and yeah, man, couldn't be happier to have you on Kill Tony. Be working with you every week, and check out William's stuff. What's your social media so you can plug it right now so people go over and follow you on Instagram and stuff like that?
Instagram, william.f.montgomery1. All
right, William.
And I have my buddy Daniel Rachtman. Want to give a shout out to Daniel, sweet Daniel. He's doing my YouTube.
He's putting your YouTube stuff together.
It's if you look up on YouTube, William Montgomery flips Hyundai Elantras, which is weird. Which is sort of weird.
Have you ever flipped one?
I have.
And there's video footage?
Yes.
I'm very excited to go look at that on YouTube. Check that out. William Montgomery flipping Hyundai Elantras on YouTube. Thanks so much for coming by on Jeremiah Wonders. It was a weird, wacky, fun time, and it was good to get to know you a little bit better, buddy. And I'm really glad you survived that shark bite. Bye.
Bye.
Jeremiah Wonders.